Let's all go to the dome. Let's all go to the dome and watch ourselves some wrestling. Okay, it's not exactly let's all go to the lobby, but work with me here. It's been a rough year. I'm Joe Rentham with my predictions for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 15 Night 1 and 2 events. Yep, Wrestle Kingdom 14, being 2 nights, was so successful, they decided to double down and say, we're not going to let something like the ongoing global pandemic stop us from putting on another 2-night event. And they are limiting the capacity in the dome, I think, to 20,000 people max both nights, and that is really good. And there are a couple matches I really don't care about on this show, and, everything's kind of still up in the air. There's a lot of directions they could go with some of the championships and some of the feuds, so let's get started. But please let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of Wrestle Kingdom being a 2-night event annually? Do you think they're going to continue to do it? Do you think they're going to back off by Wrestle Kingdom 16? Because it seems like they're kind of determined to make this a 2-night event. Anyway, we have an opening match, Rumble. It's 22 men, and I guess the final 4 are going to be in the KOPW 2021 4-way on night 2. I'm not exactly sure on the rules, but I'm just throwing a blind guess here. I think Yano's going to be in the final 4, then Ishii, then Chase and Yujiro. I have no real fucking idea because I don't know who's in the goddamn Rumble. And Yano's not going to successfully defend the KOPW 2020 trophy. Give it to Yujiro, and then we get, I don't know, Pimp Kane on a pole match or something like that. I really have no fucking idea. I have no goddamn idea. These predictions mostly are just for fun. Yujiro. Just give it to Yujiro. It'll give him something to do. Or give it to Doki. And then maybe he can just, swing his lengthy pipe at everybody and choke everybody with his lengthy pipe. I'm going to keep talking about Doki's lengthy pipe until everybody is as uncomfortable about it as I am. Anyway, we then get to Hiromu Takahashi versus El Phantasmo. It's the Best of Super Juniors 27 winner versus a Super J Cup 2020 winner. And the winner faces Taiji Ishimori for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on night 2. ELP versus Ishimori would be pretty good. I actually think it would be a damn good match, heel versus heel. Hiromu, though, winning would make the most sense. And unless they really want to just, go full force with this Bullet Club revival, this attempt at a Bullet Club revival, I think Hiromu's going to win. He's going to face Ishimori on night 2. But it still should be a pretty damn good match, because ELP is a great goddamn heel. So we get Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi versus Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga, and Tangaloa for the IWGP Tag Team Championships. And Guerrillas of Destiny finally winning World Tag League. Dangerous Tekkers have held on to the titles since Dominion. So they've held on to them for about 6 months, closing in on that. They've been great champions. Them retaining I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think Guerrillas of Destiny, however, finally winning World Tag League, they will be able to break this curse that they've had at Wrestle Kingdom. They will be able to win and become the IWGP Tag Team Champions once again. And I think that's probably for the best. And Dangerous Tekkers can always be in the mix. But Zack Sabre Jr., I think, will have a big 2021 as a single. But Taichi really has arrived. They've been a great team. This should be a very good match. Who can out-heel the other? But Guerrillas of Destiny will win the championships for the millionth time. But I love Guerrillas of Destiny, and I love seeing them with gold around their waist. And then we get Kojima versus Kenta for the U.S. title shot. Kenta wins easily. If this match goes beyond 10 minutes, I will be shocked. It's not that Kojima isn't good, even at this age, with a lot of the injuries, and, he's world class. He is still in incredible shape and can deliver a good match. This does not need to go past. Don't do what they did with Yoshihashi and Kenta in the U.S. Don't fucking do that for the Never Openweight Championship. Have this be like 8 minutes. Kojima gets in his shots, and then either game over or GTS, but Kenta gets the victory, a decisive victory. And then for the love of God, just put the U.S. strip Moxley of the U.S. Championship at this point. Put it in New Japan Strong. Give the people something to fucking fight for. Because otherwise, New Japan Strong is just matches for the sake of it. So that's what I would say. And Kenta can work both in Japan and, for New Japan Strong. But just Kenta becoming U.S. champion and being the guy that somebody finally beats, I think would be the right call. We then get Tanahashi versus a Great Okan. Let me just say right now, the Great Okan is not a bad athlete. I hate this character. I just do not like watching this character in the ring. Tanahashi is all about helping people out, and at this point in his career, you could argue that the Great Okan should win. That would fucking suck. Tanahashi should win, because even with his bad knees, he is much more interesting to watch than the Great Okan. Tanahashi should win here because the Great Okan has been beaten a whole lot. I mean, from the very beginning, I think he got beat by Okada at Power Struggle. Then again, Okan beating Okada would have been fucking ridiculous. Okanda, if you will, which sounds like some, Black Panther dollar store country. But anyway, this would have been a good idea to have Great Okan go over if he was actually over with a lot of people. I just don't care for him. That's just my personal opinion. Tanahashi should win. Otherwise, Tanahashi should just fucking hang it up. Because at this point, Tanahashi, I think, is just about done. Wrestle Kingdom 16, maybe 17. But he's going to be done real soon. Give him a win here in a match that not a lot of people care about. And then we get Okada versus Will Ospreay. Okay, one of two things is going to happen. Okada's going to win, and then in the New Japan Cup, provided they're still able to have that, who knows what happens, Ospreay will knock Okada out of the tournament and will face the IWGP Heavyweight Champion at, whatever the April event is. And that'll be a rocket to Ospreay. Or Ospreay wins here, Okada knocks him out of the tournament, and then you have Okada versus whoever the champion is in the finals, and Ospreay interferes, and we continue that feud, and they just have this blood feud for a while. So I think Ospreay is going to win here. Now, I'm not saying Okada winning would, I'd be opposed to that. I would actually like to see Okada win, because I think there's more of a future with him here. I don't know if this heel character is going to work out as well for Ospreay as they would like. I will give him credit for investing into it, and they're doing what they can to make him a hated heel. I think Ospreay's going to win, but if Okada wins, I won't be upset. And then we get Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi, the double championship, thing, match. Look, they need to separate the Intercontinental Championship and the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It was cool for a visual at Wrestle Kingdom 14. Had the pandemic not happened, maybe they would have separated them at some point. But it's been, even with the shutdown was what, from March to late June? Or mid-late June, something like that. They need to what they need to do, separate them. I don't care how they do it. Fucking separate them and just do something right. Just do something right by that. But what they need to do is Kota Ibushi's got to win. They already screwed it up last year. Now, it was cool that Tetsuya Naito, they rectified what happened at Wrestle Kingdom 12 when Naito should have won when he was red hot. But if Ibushi doesn't win here, then I'm fearful for what will happen on night 2. So I'm going Kota Ibushi. I think Kota's finally going to become the god that, he wants to become, because if not now, next year the shine's already going to be off. They already fucked it up at Power Struggle by having Jay White win the briefcase when it was totally unfucking necessary, but Kota Ibushi's going to win here. And then the KOPW 4-way, I already said that. This is for night 2. Yujiro, I don't really care. Maybe have Ishii win in a who hates their neck the most match. But anyway, we then get to the second match. Kanemaru and El Desperado versus Master Wato and Taguchi. We already know what Despy looks like without his mask. So just have him without his mask. Cool mask, cool look. But we already know what he looks like. They've held the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships for a while. In fact, a lot. Pretty much since I've been able to watch New Japan live starting at Wrestle Kingdom 12, when I finally took the plunge and started watching it again. They've been champions a lot. And yeah, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Division is a little bit, it's very shallow as far as the talent pool. Wato and Taguchi winning, though, would be nice because at least it would give Wato something to do. Taguchi, when he's not just doing the ass antics all the goddamn time, he's a really damn good wrestler. But it would be nice to at least have a fresh team win. Because Despy and Kanemaru have held them for a little bit. They've held them for how long? I'm actually trying to remember, because I know they beat Sho and Yo, I believe, because then Yo had his injury and hopefully he recovers from that, because that was really goddamn brutal to hear. But I got Wato and Taguchi winning, because otherwise I don't really know who you have challenge Kanemaru and Despy. Then we get Shingo Takagi versus Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight Championship. I can't fucking wait for this. This might be the show-stealing match. And I'm pretty certain that neither of these guys will feel good afterwards, because they are going to beat the fucking hell out of each other. And Jeff Cobb, who I have loved for years, great as Matanza and Matanza, whatever. You say tomato, I say tomato, tomato, anyway, whatever I'm on about. Jeff Cobb, I've loved him since Lucha Underground. Got to meet him at one of the first indie shows I went to a couple years ago, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I love Shingo. Shingo's on my favorite wrestlers list. So I love both these guys. Jeff Cobb's got to win here. Because since I got Tanahashi beating the Great Okan, and I love them teaming together, so I could have called them the Great O'Cobb. It's like corn on the cob, but, for suckers, or shuckers, if you will. Jeff Cobb, man, I am so goddamn weird. Jeff Cobb has to win the Never Openweight Championship here. And I love Shingo. He did well when he won the championship, then the shutdown, then he lost it to Suzuki, won it back from Suzuki. Jeff Cobb, though, would be a great Never Openweight champion and provide everything doesn't, involve another shutdown. Hopefully not. He could be a great champion into June, July. He could lose it there, but he would provide some great matches. He's done great in this heel run, and he is really anchored and given this, building stable, the Empire, that Ospreay has started some very good credibility because Jeff Cobb is damn credible. So I got Jeff Cobb winning. Then we get Sonata versus Evil. Sonata showed a lot more aggression, and I'm going more with my heart here because I have a fear that Evil will win and then Sonata will fully snap, even though he snapped more recently, like on the Road to Tokyo Dome shows and in other shows prior, which I didn't review, the Road to Tokyo Dome shows. I apologize for that, but it was the week of Christmas and I was just burned out. I got Sonata winning. I think Sonata is going to beat Evil because, let's be honest, this Evil experiment in Bullet Club hasn't fucking worked at all. I just have not really cared for it. And then we get to so I got Sonata. We get Taiji Ishimori versus Hiromu Takahashi, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Hiromu's going to win. For the love of God, if nothing, no shutdown, whatever happens, if we actually can get maybe Hiromu versus Naito at the anniversary show, even though I fear they're going to have another guy be champion, or Hiromu versus Ibushi. Though, given how Ibushi hates his own neck, and Hiromu's come back from a neck injury about a year ago, maybe we shouldn't fucking do that match. But I got Hiromu Takahashi beating Taiji Ishimori. They've had great matches before. They'll have a great match here. Give them 15 to 20 minutes. They're going to tear the house down. But new champion, Hiromu Takahashi. Now, provided that Ibushi does win on night one, I have Ibushi versus Jay White, double gold, for, basically to close the show. Ibushi versus Jay White. I'm going to say right now, at the end of this, if Jay White walks out as double champion, I will review New Year's Dash live, and then I'm going to ease back a ton on reviewing New Japan. It is nothing personal against Jay White as a person. He seems like he's done some fabulous work outside of wrestling. He's done a lot of work for charity and stuff like that, and he seems like a genuinely good guy. He has done some good character work. Here's the thing. I can count on maybe one hand, maybe two, not using all 10 fingers, how many matches of his I've actually enjoyed. If Jay White walks out as double champion, that's going to kill a lot of my interest in the main event scene of New Japan. Because I just don't find him all that interesting. So if Ibushi doesn't walk out as double champion, it should be Naito. But Naito at this point, I think the bloom's kind of off the rose with him. So if Ibushi doesn't walk out, then I may just have to just ease back a little bit. I don't like being angry at New Japan. I understand giving the top heel a chance to work. It worked as a double champion, this hated heel. Here's the problem. Jay White isn't main guy material. Not to me. Now, he may be to you guys, and if he is to you, that's fantastic. But I have no interest in seeing Jay White walk out as double champion. Though I can sadly see them doing it, which I think is going to lead to a downturn in business. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.